Now I'm going to try it out and see how it is. This is magical. Hey guys, welcome back. Today, as you can see, I am making a chicken pita. So, first thing I'm gonna do is make tzatziki dressing because we wanna let that sit for like 2 to 3 hours just to get all the flavors marinated. Let's not waste any time and jump right in and get started with the tzatziki. For the tzatziki, you're gonna need an English cucumber, a lemon, dill, mint, Greek yogurt, salt, and olive oil. The first step for the tzatziki is the cucumber, and we're gonna grate it with a box grater. So I'm gonna use the medium-sized holes here, and then I'm just gonna grate this up. So you guys already know that I'm an eyeballer, so I just have this little thing of Greek yogurt because I'm just making enough for me and Jesse, and this is a cup of Greek yogurt, so I don't want to like grate too much cucumber for the tzatziki. So I just eyeballed it, and that's how much it is. I want to say that's 1/3 to maybe 1/2 cup of cucumber. Now, an important step is we're gonna want to get as much moisture out of this cucumber as possible so it doesn't water down the tzatziki. So we're just gonna stick it on a paper towel and kind of roll it in here like a burrito. And kind of mush it until it gets a lot of the moisture out. You might want to move it around a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to add this to the bowl. Now it's time for me to chop up my dill and my mint. So I got the dill here, and I'm just gonna pull it off the stem. And this is really to your taste. I am a very herby person, and it's always best to use fresh herbs in the tzatziki. Right, that looks like a good amount of dill. I'm just gonna chop it. And I'm just gonna add it to the bowl. And now we're gonna move on to the mint here. And again, I'm just gonna pull the leaves off the stem. And I don't know if they even sell dried mint. I doubt they do. It seems kind of weird to have dried mint. And I'm gonna try to get about the same amount as the dill. That looks pretty good. And with leaves, I like to kind of squish it up into a little ball, and then it's easier to chop. And I like to chop this one up a little bit more because it is a bigger leaf than the little tiny dill. And again, I'm just gonna add this to the bowl, and this is already smelling amazing. Okay. And I'm just gonna leave these herbs out because we're gonna taste it. And of course, we're gonna taste it and see if it needs any more herbs along the way. But so far, it's looking pretty good. For this next part, I need a clove of garlic. Get that wrapper off of it. And we're gonna grate it, with my little tiny grater, into the bowl. So now I'm gonna get my yogurt out, and I'm just gonna scoop the whole thing into the dish here. And I'm just gonna really incorporate all of this. Once that seems nice and incorporated, I'm gonna add a couple little pinches of salt, a little drizzle of olive oil, and we're gonna take the lemon, and I'm just gonna squeeze a little bit of lemon juice in there. And we're gonna mix that up some more. All right, I have it all mixed up. This is what it looks like. I'm gonna taste it. That tastes good. I think it could use a little tiny bit more salt. And once all those flavors sit for about 3 hours, it's really gonna taste amazing. And that's when we're gonna taste it again to make sure it is good to go. So I'm gonna stick this in the fridge and move on to onions. So I always like a good pickled red onion on my pita. So I got the red onion and I got red wine vinegar, and that is all you need for this step. Shocking, I know, right? So I'm just gonna, wow, I need to get my knife sharpened. I'm just gonna cut the head off of this onion, toss it over to the side, get all this like papery stuff off of here. And now I'm going to slice this onion as thin as I can here. So I got my little stack of red onions, and I'm not gonna make too much because like I said, it's just me and Jesse, and I like to cut them in half. And kind of gonna separate them as I stick them in the bowl, like so. And this is so dang easy. And then I got the red wine vinegar, and I'm just going to pour that on top of these onions. And put a little lid on top, and I'm just gonna pop these in the oven so they could get their pickling on. So now I'm just gonna make a little spice blend for my chicken. So I got za'atar seasoning. Now you can find this at the grocery store, or you can mix it up yourself. I'm not sure how to do it yourself, but I know it has like thyme, cumin, coriander in it, and certain kind of pepper. And then I also like to add paprika and turmeric as well. So I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of the za'atar and a few dashes of paprika and a few dashes of turmeric. Totally forgot, I do like to use garlic as well, so I'm gonna do a few dashes of garlic. And that's what it looks like, and we're just gonna mix it up here. I got my boneless, skinless chicken breast, and I'm just going to cut it up into strips here because that's how I'm gonna wanna eat it in my pita. And 1 boneless, skinless chicken breast is good for both me and Jessie because you have to remember pitas are only so big, and we also have those veggies that are gonna be going in them as well. Got my little strips, and then I'm just going to salt these and pepper them. And I'm going to add the za'atar seasoning blend we made up here. And I'm just gonna mush them around so they get the seasoning on all sides of this chicken. Now that the chicken's all nice and seasoned, I'm just going to put some wrap on it and pop it in the fridge to let it marinate for a while the rest of my tzatziki and the onions are pickling. So it's been a couple hours. I'm hungry and I'm pregnant. Don't mind all the cat hair. So I'm gonna eat because I have to eat before a certain time or I get really bad heartburn when I'm sleeping. So for the next part, I'm making a cucumber tomato like little salad thing. So I need a tomato, cucumber, dill, lemon, salt, pepper, olive oil. So first off, I'm going to cut up the cucumber. Just gonna throw that in a little bowl here. And next I got the tomato. And while I'm doing this, I actually have the oven preheating to 400 just to toast up the pita a little. So I'm just gonna slice around just to get the outside of the tomato. We don't want any of that mushy inside with the seeds. And you can kind of just like pull it back like so. We're gonna throw this part away. And now I'm just gonna dice that up as well. I really need to sharpen this knife. So as you can see, I cut it into long strips. And then I just turn it on its side and just dice it into little tiny diced tomato pieces. And then I'm gonna add it to the bowl. And I think I need to dice up a little bit more cucumber because you want the cucumber to tomato ratio to be equal parts. So just gonna get a little bit more cucumber here. Just gonna pull the dill off the stem like I did when we made, what did we make? Tzatziki. I'm losing it, people, pregnancy brain. And I like a lot of dill, if you can't tell. All right, that seems pretty good. Shove all this back in here. And I'm just gonna dice it up. And I'm gonna add it to the cucumbers. And then I got my lemon, and I'm just gonna squeeze, got a little seed in there, squeeze a little bit of lemon in there. Make sure you don't leave the seeds. And I like a lot of pepper as well. So I'm just gonna grind this here for a minute. And a heaping pinch of salt. And then a little olive oil. Just gonna stir it all around here. All right, and then of course we're gonna taste it. Perfect. And then I got my little setup. I got my pan to cook the chicken, my little cucumber tomato salad, lemon we're gonna zest, tzatziki, pickled red onion, and my pita all set to go. I'm gonna cook up my chicken. I'm gonna pour some olive oil in the pan here, even though it's a non-stick. And then I'm gonna take some chicken pieces and just stick them in here. And now I'm just gonna zest the lemon right over the chicken. And this is at medium, ooh, zest the sticker. And this is at medium heat. I know this isn't like a typical style of how you might make this like authentically, but I really like it. I like the lemony chicken. I like this dish. I usually make it instead of chicken with potatoes, but today I'm making it with chicken. Alright, so now I'm just gonna flip the chicken over. Looks so good. I'm actually gonna take some of the chicken out and slice it a little bit thinner for my pita. I'm gonna add it back to the pan, and it's actually done. So I'm just gonna squeeze the lemon juice in here and kind of swirl it around. And now I'm gonna throw the pita in the oven just to warm it up to the right temperature that you like it at. Ready to assemble the pita. So we got the nice warm pita. We're just gonna add the chicken pieces to it. And like I said, this was only one chicken breast, and look at how much chicken is like stuffed into this pita here. And then I'm gonna take some pickled red onion here. Just put some on top. I'm actually just gonna use my fingers because why not? And then I'm gonna get a little bit of this cucumber tomato salad here. Stick that on there as well. And this just adds like freshness to it. And then last but not least, the tzatziki. I love tzatziki. So I'm gonna add quite a bit here. Now I'm going to try it out and see how it is. This is magical. This is really freaking good. The chicken is so flavorful and the tzatziki is amazing. This is so good. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.